His citizenship has been stripped because they believe that he has been a spy for the GRU, which is Russia's military intelligence agency, which has become pretty notorious for its hostile activities around the world in recent years, and in particular the Novichok attacks in Salisbury in 2018.
The front page of the Times today really is a remarkable tale, sounding more like a spy novel than a news story. It's reporting this morning that an alleged Russian spy lied to gain asylum in the UK before he worked for the Foreign Office and accessed British military and intelligence secrets. He even claims to have met the future king. Fiona Hamilton is the Times' chief reporter, and she's with us now. Good morning, Fiona.
Morning, Stig.
What a story this is. It's a belter of a story. How did you find it? What's the background? How did you find this out?
So this story has come about because my colleague went to the Special Immigration Appeals Commission, which is a tribunal that doesn't sit very often and tends to hear security cases relating to immigration appeals. And that's the way that we know about this story. So this gentleman, we can only call him C2, his identity is protected, is someone who admits giving a false statement to get asylum in the UK more than 20 years ago, worked in a series of roles for the British government, including the Home Office and Foreign Office, and claims to have worked for GCHQ. Now, that's not something that the government will confirm or deny, which is a routine thing by them. Then moved to Afghanistan to work for the Foreign Office and later on in public and private roles in Afghanistan. And now we find out that his citizenship has been stripped because they believe that he has been a spy for the GRU, which is Russia's military intelligence agency, which has become pretty notorious for its hostile activities around the world in recent years, and in particular the Novichok attacks in Salisbury in 2018.
So is the allegation against him, beyond the fact that he admitted to lying about his asylum claim, that from the beginning he was acting as a Russian spy in this country?
Well, the court has heard a series of allegations about his conduct, and some of them are mixed. And also, I should say that the commission is sitting in closed session for today, and has already done so yesterday, where the government is putting most of its case, which it says for national security reasons we can't be there for. So a lot of the allegations against this man will never be made public, but what he said to the court was that he was interviewed a few years ago by an officer from MI5 who effectively accused him of being an agent for the GRU since the age of 5. And he said that MI5 told him they had been aware that he had been spying for the GRU for the majority of his time while he was living in Britain. Now, he denies this. He admits meeting Russian officials who the government believe are from the GRU. He says he didn't know this and that it was part of his work in Afghanistan to meet with Russians and other nationals.
And it's an extraordinary set of allegations. It's an extraordinary story the more you hear about it. I guess putting aside the specific Russian spying claim, and that may be explored today in closed session to say we can't get further beyond it, there is a concern, is there not, that someone who lied about their asylum claim could not only stay in this country, that's one thing, but then get into the heart of British government. Whether he gets all the way to GCHQ or not, the government won't confirm, but he was working for the establishment. That's the point, isn't he? Working in the Foreign Office, working in a place where security was a factor.
Oh, totally. And I should emphasise that there was no dispute at the Commission hearing earlier this week that he had access to top secret and sensitive documents. So there's no doubt that, as you say, this is somebody who reached a reasonably high level and had a series of sensitive roles. It raises wider questions. Of course, at the moment there are a lot of questions about the asylum system and the rigour that is being applied to candidates. We've seen a series of totally separate issues about criminal suspects who have been perceived to have exaggerated it or lied about a conversion to Christianity in order to claim asylum here. So I think this probably will increase debate about that. This is somebody who he was raised in Afghanistan. He went to Russia. And that was where he went on his way to Britain. He travelled here on a fake Russian passport more than 20 years ago. And the way he did it was that he was purporting to be going to the Caribbean on that Russian passport. But then when he got to the UK, he claimed asylum here. And so I think it's a case that will probably warrant a bit more scrutiny.
Yeah, because you can't. I mean, just leaving the fact that an asylum seeker in those circumstances could then be trusted, because you can never do a proper background check on that person because of their past would be necessarily quite misty. The fact that they could get to GCHQ is a huge worry, isn't it?
Well, the vetting situation in this is, yes, raises some really serious questions. The key issue that we will have in being able to investigate this further is the fact that it will go into closed session, that the commission is sitting in closed session, and that means that a lot of the issues about vetting and how he was able to get these jobs might not be answered in public. However, SIAC will reserve their judgment, and it may well be that we get some of those answers when they make their final decision about whether he has the right to appeal the stripping of his citizenship.
Well, don't stop digging, Fiona. I know you won't do. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
That's Fiona Hamilton there, Times' chief reporter. Extraordinary story. If you do subscribe to The Times, make sure you read it in full.